And good evening, fellow Republicans. I tell you what a great time to be a Republican in Arkansas right now.
Sure is.
Boy, it is, isn't it? My name is Scott Flippo, and I'm a candidate for the State Senate here in District 17. And I own and operate Flippo's Carefree Living, an assisted living facility over there in Bull Shoals. And I grew up in this district. Now, my work experience has always been in the private sector. And in my business, I have chosen not to take any government assistance. As you hear me speak tonight, you will get the impression that I am not a professional politician. I am 34 years old, and I purchased my business when I was just 23. I had a lot to learn, but in my 11 years of owning and growing my business, and with the help of my great coworkers, we managed to survive and thrive in spite of the ever-increasing restraints imposed upon us by government. I now ask to be elected as your state senator because I know I have a lot to offer as the only real conservative in this race. Currently, our country is in the grips of enormous turmoil over Obamacare. Any Arkansas or national newspaper constantly reminds us that Arkansas expanded its Medicaid program through the private option. With this new law, we grew our broken Medicaid system at the request of President Obama by more than 8% due to the private option Medicaid expansion. Today, I am the only candidate who openly states that I am against the Obamacare Medicaid expansion, the so-called private option. It is my belief that a candidate's position on the private option Medicaid expansion defines whether that candidate wants to reduce the size of government or merely be a player in the rate in which it grows. Saying one is a conservative while at the same time designing, sponsoring, and promoting the greatest expansion of government spending in this state's history does not make sense to me. As the Obamacare private option now stands, in the year 2017, less than 3 years from now, our share of the bill comes due. And in 2020, Arkansas taxpayers will pick up approximately $90 million of the cost. And due to the surprising increased cost of the private option insurance premiums, we are seeing a likelihood of this debt increasing. Now, both of my opponents are for the private option. And Mr. Burris is not only the architect of it, but has voted for it 10 times. 5 of those were just in the past few weeks during the fiscal session. When I'm elected, I will bring a fresh, open mind to the Senate. I am open to true reform of our near bankrupt Medicaid system. I want to preserve Medicaid and Medicare for the truly vulnerable. It is too important for those in true need. My opponents both support and promote the private option, and no matter what is brought forth, they will stand to protect it. When I vote, it will have no direct bearing over whether I keep my job. I already have a job. I will be voting so that you can keep yours. As you know, there are other important issues which come before your legislators, even though reducing the size of government solves many. But ladies and gentlemen, we are given by the Declaration of Independence the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Hear, hear.
There is no one here who is a stronger supporter than I am when it concerns the Second Amendment and protection of the unborn. I absolutely agree we have the right to own and bear arms, and that life begins at conception. My vote will reflect that. I am also strongly committed to the best education for our children. Now, I have studied the Common Core, and it is not something that I can support.
Amen.
Good. I look right at Carol when I say that. We should not have forced upon us state and federal government controls over our children's education through the control of our tax dollars. Such decisions and control should remain with parents and local school boards.
Amen.
And not unrelated to education, Arkansas needs to be able to work. We don't only need jobs, we need a skilled Arkansas workforce ready to fill those jobs. And bringing those jobs into a skilled Arkansas workforce is one of my highest priorities. Arkansas cannot compete with surrounding states without making changes to our tax codes in areas where it stifles business. As a state, we must become more business friendly, returning Arkansas to the true land of opportunity. The sole purpose of government is to protect these precious and inalienable rights of the people. We should work to stop government expansion, stop passing legislation that hinders business and takes away our freedom. I am Scott Flippo, and I am asking you to elect me as your next state senator. I will listen to you and bring a conservative voice to the state senate, and I appreciate your vote. Thank you.